Have you ever wondered how your Upwork job proposal looks to a client? I asked this question years ago when I started freelancing on Upwork, and I decided to post a small job that I needed for like a very small kind of project. But my main intention was not only to hire a person, but to see how clients actually choose freelancers. What do they see on their dashboard, and just how the overall job application process works. I actually filmed a video that I put on this YouTube channel that I still have it on, where I showcase how the client dashboard looks like, but that video was very old. It's like 5 or like 6 years old. However, I'm very glad that I did, because I learned a ton by just going on Upwork and hiring someone. I didn't even know how much insight I can actually gain by watching how clients interact with dashboard, how the whole system works, and what do the clients see, because that informed so much of my own decisions, what I do as a freelancer on Upwork. And I actually applied a lot of the changes to and did a lot of optimization on my profile, on my proposals, on everything that I do. And I started seeing a lot of success on Upwork. So today I want to do the same thing for you. I will actually, because I need a thumbnail designer for this channel actually, I am gonna create a job post on Upwork to show you the whole process of and comment on the logic of what clients think about when they create jobs. Then I'm gonna show you how clients invite freelancers and what to pay attention to whenever you're optimizing your profile. And then I'm gonna show you how I would personally choose someone based on their application and what I pay attention to. And then lastly, I'll just showcase you what catches my personal eye and why I'm shortlisting a person, so that you get a whole journey from A to Z, and then you know exactly what is happening behind the scenes. Okay, so this is what clients see when they start making a job on Upwork. And the first two, there are kind of two questions that they get asked. Is the long-term project or a short-term project? So that actually determines a few things down the line, but I'll show you a bit later. But I also want to mention there is an interesting thing, because you can actually rework a previous job post. So for example, if I posted something previously, I can actually just select this and reuse the whole same settings that I used before, and then create a job post basically in like a minute or something, even less. And I want to point that out, because I personally have seen clients, and once you start noticing it, you see that sometimes clients rehire for the same kind of role, but they need sort of either more people or they change people. But usually clients are actually sometimes lazy, so they basically reuse the same proposal that they used even like 2, 3, 4 years ago. So the details might not actually be related to the specific project that you might be working on. So just something to keep in mind. But sometimes not every single job proposal is created custom. Sometimes clients just reuse proposals that they have done before. And they might even reuse proposals but hire for a slightly different role. So they might edit that, but they might forget to edit something else. So basically the job creation on Upwork is not perfect. But in this case, let's actually go ahead and go ahead with this, like create a new job post, so that I can actually walk you through the whole process. So in this case, I'm actually looking for a thumbnail designer for this specific channel, and this would be a long-term project, because I would want to work with that person for a very long time. Okay, so this is interesting. So now you can actually use AI to generate your proposals, and I have no idea how many people are using it or are not using it, but this is something to keep in mind. If you see a little bit weird, like weirdly worded job proposals, it might be because the clients didn't even write them. It was all of the AI. However, I want to actually showcase you how we would do that without AI, because I don't really trust it. So this is also interesting. So Upwork gives you examples of how to write, the titles, and this is the title for the job post, and this is basically what you need. So in my case, that would be looking for YouTube thumbnail designer, and then I will put long term. Now category, graphic design. That should be okay, but let me check just the categories if that is correct. I think that's correct. Illustrations, jewelry design. By the way, this is also quite important to note that, the category that you choose, and then the subcategory that you choose your channel for, which is in your settings, and you can choose which, applies, basically determines if that, those jobs would be sort of relevant for your profile, and if they even show up on your feed. So pay close attention to whatever you choose here. So in this case, packaging, in this case, I think this is the one that I need. There's nothing here. Okay, graphic design. Let's click next on skills. So skills, which I will show you later, is very, very important, because now for some reason they're front and center on your, whenever you apply to a job, they're showcased, front and center, which is very, very basically whatever sort of clients input, and they showcase you that on their proposal. You want to match that as close as possible because they will actually see these keywords. In my case, yeah, that would be YouTube. See more. What else do I have here? Do I have deliverables? What is here? To be honest, I always found these service and these kind of things where they give you so many choices, but for some reason, it's never the things that I'm looking for. For example, the industry, I don't care about that. Marketing. Okay, yeah, that's perfect. That's it. So let's go to scope, and you can see there are like 5 like different pages basically that you need to go for. Now, okay, so this is interesting. Then basically the client needs to define if it's a large, small, or medium project. I don't think it makes much difference whatever they choose. I think you still can see that on their proposal. And for mine, this is a well-defined. This actually. Develop. No, it's a medium type of project. I want to work with a person for 6 months plus, and I'm looking. I'm looking for experts. And no, this should not be a full-time opportunity since I want to sort of work on the freelance gig basis. Then I click next, which is budget. So this is also interesting. So whenever you see an hourly rate on Upwork, the client might not have chosen that at all. So for example, right now, I haven't even clicked anything. The page opened, and basically Upwork decided, or it says that professionals tend to charge from $20 to $45 per hour for graphic design project like yours. So if I don't input anything here, it basically leaves the same hourly rate here. So this is something also to keep in mind, that sometimes a project says 20 to 45, but it doesn't mean that the client won't pay like 100. Or maybe the client is willing to pay maybe even less. Usually it's the case that if client is willing to pay less, they will select less. But if the client is willing to pay more, sometimes they might not even bother selecting, and you just click next at the bottom and just move on with the process. So something to keep in mind about the hourly rate. It's not always chosen by especially when it's this kind of just middle kind of range selected. However, in my case, I want a fixed price since I'm usually charging per thumbnail. And usually people charge per thumbnail, and that's how I prefer. It's just kind of easier to work around this since and not the hourly rate. Then I have no estimates at this point. You can negotiate. I don't know. Also, sometimes you see now I'm not able to click next if I want a fixed budget. So this, at least in my personal experience, what I found out, this is usually just a placeholder. Nobody really cares about. Nobody really just inputs anything here. So I might just put like $1,000 here just for the sake of it so that I can move on. But just also keep in mind, whatever you find on if it's a fixed price project and you find a specific budget, in my experience, it never is that budget, whatever a person is selected. It's just a placeholder like 90% of the time. Sometimes people do input the estimated cost of the project, but it's very rare in my experience. So also, whenever you apply to jobs, don't care about the fixed price budget that they input there. It's usually not the actual budget for that. And then we have description. Okay, so this is where people basically input whatever sort of they need. So in my case, let's just input. And another thing, this is kind of 50-50. It's not that common. I mean, it's relatively common, but sometimes people write where something like this, like, please. So this is very, very important. I have done this basically since I started hiring on Upwork, and I see it working very, very well. So what is this? This is basically, I'm asking somebody to include a custom keyword at the beginning of their cover letter so that I know that they actually read my job description. Although this is very short, sometimes there's more extensive job descriptions where I, include way more information and stuff like that. But this is very, very important because you would be surprised how many people just click apply without reading the job description. And it means that they haven't basically looked at the reviews, looked at the stats. They just, apply automatically to whatever they sort of find. And I don't want that. As a client, I'm really frustrated where people just apply just to get their profile in without even checking if they have relevant portfolios, if they are good for this job. It's crazy to me how many people, and I'll actually show you, since I'm including this, I'll actually show you how many people do not include a specific keyword. And I've seen a lot of other clients doing this as well. So whenever you apply to jobs, always read the description and make sure that if there is a mention of the word, just include it in your proposal, because otherwise you'll be instantly archived and you're just losing your connects and just wasting basically your time. So you don't need to do that. Okay, so we finished with this. I don't have anything to attach. And now let's go to review job post. And this is just a final review. So, okay, so looking for YouTube thumbnail designer, long-term, then the description, graphic design, social media, YouTube thumbnail, I have a budget, one person. And this, usually people just click and finalize, but there is actually some optional things that people do. So for example, there are screening questions, and personally, I like to actually include them. It just gives extra details to the specific proposal. Upwork, of course, has some suggestions, which always are just very, very bad. So I just include my own custom questions, as it's way easier this way. So, for example, straight up, I just want to know a range of the price that the person charges per thumbnail, so that I can get can compare different freelancers. So, for example, the question would be, what do you charge? Since this is every single thumbnail, basically, unless it's something very, very custom and very, very difficult to do, which I'm not looking for. Every single thumbnail usually takes a person the same amount of time, because it's the same kind of job, which kind of makes sense. So usually people have a fixed, what I basically found out is people have a fixed price already for that specific job. So what I'm doing is just basically asking for that fixed price. I just want to see basically examples, and sometimes people have a whole portfolios of them, but I really, really dislike that, because sometimes you just, you get a Google Drive folder with like hundreds of them, but then they have different things that they kind of showcase there. So, but I don't want to scroll through. I just want to see some of the top best things that you can do, and it's just way easier to then pick the people that I want to work with. Save question. Okay, so I'm going to see their portfolio. I'm going to know what they charge, and this is basically all I need to. You know what? Let me just ask one more question. Please add 3 to 5 links to the previous YouTube channels you work with. So just to get an extra credibility of seeing, what type of channels, what type of thumbnails they have, how the channel is doing, just to kind of gauge, if everything kind of went all right. So just this is also kind of interesting to see for me. And then the screening questions are done. Do we have some optional preferences here? Not a lot of people actually know. So if you don't see these on the job proposal, that means that the person basically just skipped and finalized the proposal. Again, I do enjoy kind of selecting these. So for example, I want somebody that is fluent with English. I definitely don't need I need only less than 30 hours per week, that's for sure. Personally, I do prefer independent talent rather than agencies, at least from my experience that I worked with. Job success, let's include 80 and the rising talent, that's fine. Hire date, I don't need that to select that. And then amount earned, that doesn't really matter, to be honest, as long as it has a good score and a good previous thumbnails. I don't really care. It might be just a new profile, but as long as it has some good thumbnails, which is actually, again, something to pay attention. If you have a new profile and you only have like one job, or you earned like $100 on Upwork, if you can have a very, very strong portfolio of the things that you did, especially if you're in a visual niche. For example, graphic designers are very, very blessed. They can upload some killer portfolio items that match exactly what the clients are looking for, and they will get hired. Right now, I don't really care if it's if it's an old profile. So to be honest, I'm just looking at what person charges per thumbnail and then what kind of portfolio they have. So just to keep in mind that amount earned does not always matter, but it does depend on your niche and sort of if you can showcase your work within your portfolio. Not all niches can do that. Then job preferences. This is fine. Actually, I love to select only Upwork. I don't want search engines, because I only want people that are on Upwork to apply here. And then invite talent. This is only invite talent that I worked with before. So invitation is actually the next step, which I'm going to show you. Okay, and let's finalize the job post. Okay, so yeah, there is a paid feature, which is $30, and then you get like featured invites, whatever. It doesn't, to be honest, it's just, I don't really care about that. So let's post that as standard for free. And here we go. The job post is live. Now, this is also important because the next thing that actually opens is a page where I can start inviting freelancers. And one thing to remember, if this is a free job post, which majority of them are, if you look here at the top here, I only get 30 invites in total. So this is a free invite that I can just go ahead, choose freelancers and invite them. So it does really depend where you stand. For example, this person right here, who has a boosted also profile, Wasif, he is like these free freelancers have a big advantage because they're just showing up at the top. So your rankings here matter a lot because I only need to click this button to just start inviting people. So this is something to pay attention to. Your Upwork profile matters a lot, and your rankings and your job successes and your earned and hourly rate, because this is what clients see and this is what I'm about to choose from. So, okay, let's go ahead and let me just choose some freelancers to invite to this job proposal. So if we take a look, first, very important. I already mentioned that in my previous videos, and I'm gonna mention it a lot more times, but available now is super important to have. As you can see, look, before I even go into advanced search, before I even go to search, before I even go to filters right here, right? There is a big button which says available now. If I click that, it instantly shuffles the whole results and only shows me people that have available now badge. So if you want to make sure that you're hired, this is, I mean, as you can see, like these whole people, none of them except this one, but none of them here have available, a couple of them have, none of them have any available now badge. So for example, okay, they're boosted, but let's say this one, they're at least boosting their profile, so they're appearing higher. But for example, this person, well, if he doesn't have an available now and I just instantly select this, that's it. I'm not going to even see that profile, and I'm just going to look at the people that are, more active on the platform. Very key thing to keep in mind. Now, let's go to a filter. So this is what I can filter off. It's actually a lot of the same filters that I already can choose when I post a job, but I can sort of now select this when I'm filtering any freelancers here. So again, I only want to work with freelancers, not agencies. So if you are associated with agency, there might be disadvantages. I'm not sure how many clients select that, but I presume there are definitely a type of client like me who prefer to work with freelancers instead of agencies that are just more difficult to work with. Then let's go with 80%. Then I want a rising talent as well. Last activity, this is also like within 2 months. If you're not active on the platform, you haven't really done any activity, I'm kind of excluding because some profiles are kind of dead, meaning that people kind of have them, but if there is no work, if there is no reviews, if there is no earnings or anything like that, I'm kind of filtering that out. And then earned, let's get 100 so that it filters out new profiles easily. People with new profiles still can apply, but I'm not inviting them since I want to see portfolios straight away when I invite people. So okay, let me check. There is kind of a lot to go through here. I might probably not even show this whole video because it might take me a while. Sometimes it takes me like, kind of just 20 minutes just going, kind of choosing who to invite. But again, I just wanted to show you how this whole process looks like. Now that when I choose the filters, also you can filter by location, there's languages, so actually let me just choose fluent as well, because I want somebody that I can actually speak to whenever I need to, or jump on a call. Few things to note. As you can see, skills, Upwork already kind of says that this particular person is a top 1 graphics designer on the platform, which is actually a bit crazy. He only has 900 earned. Let me check, actually, 900 earned? This is crazy. Why? How? 17 jobs, 10 in progress, $900? Ooh, rising talent. Interesting. Top 1%? I have, it's crazy to me that this is top 1%. This has to be wrong. How can you have so little earnings and so little jobs, but be top 1%? This is crazy. Either way, top 50%, 2K earned. Yeah, as you can see, Upwork also like highlights in blue specific. This is a very custom thing. So earned 3K on graphic and editorial presentation, which is also, again, 2K earned, but 3K on graphic design. Upwork is just completed 5 search engine optimization jobs. This is not even relevant. Oh my God, Upwork, what is this? SEO? Why are you showing me this? This is not, oh wow. Okay, Okay, any category, but still, Upwork is really playing here. Okay, let me select the category. That's it from the inviting freelancers. Then I actually want to wait a little bit and receive some proposals to then later on show you how I select people and what I pay attention to and how your profile looks to the clients. Okay, so now that we have our proposals in, I want to show you, oh, by the way, just one more thing. If we go to invite freelancers, I forgot to mention previously, see that there are the first item in your portfolio, especially if you're in a visual niche like your editor, graphic designer, stuff like that, is probably the most important image here, because sometimes I don't have the time, because if you open the proposal and then you need to scroll down here and then you need to open more, Upwork is it's very slow in the way sort of it does things. So I don't really recommend you kind of doing that. It's way easier to just have some of your best work representing here. For example, if you have a video, if you're a video editor, just have a video, best available video here. If you are a graphic designer, I mean, probably to be honest, these are pretty bad, because for example, this, I can't really even see what's inside here. For example, this is perfect. Now, this is it stands out. It says what it does. It has the YouTube logo. She does YouTube SEO marketing. So this is just something to keep in mind, that your first image, only the first image, and I cannot click or go through these. I need to click into the profile to view more, but that's actually the way Upwork is set up. It's very tedious. So I really rarely do that. It's just, I do judge a lot from this. So just to keep in mind. But now let's go through the proposal. So I received a couple of 10 proposals, and let's actually look through them and see sort of what do we have. So first thing is that I want to showcase you this. This is a new layout that the Upwork has. So now your profile photo is here, your name, your location, and then your headline with, thumbs up or thumbs down. This is basically, if I press thumbs down, it's archives, but it doesn't notify you if anything happens. So this is a very easy way for clients to sort out through proposals that they want or they don't want. Now we do have like best match here, and then there is stats section. So earned, total hours, completed jobs, job success score. Then there's qualifications and skills. So it's sometimes it lists similar jobs. If I click on them, I think it opens the profile and everything like that. But basically, it has then skills, and then there is cover letter. But again, cover letter, you can only see a first couple of sentences. And if I want to see more, I have to click more and then go through that person's sort of proposal. Their whole profile. So before even I click on a proposal, there is a lot of details for me to allow either to shortlist or to archive a specific freelancer. So whatever you do, make sure that the first few sentences are the most important ones. Then your profile photo is also one of the most important one. And then your headline, whatever you do, is also, although previously it was more front and center, now it's a bit more hidden, but still just something to keep in mind whenever sort of you apply for jobs, because this is what this is what clients see. Now let's go actually through. Oh, remember I mentioned Avium. So people need to include word Avium in the front of their cover letter. Otherwise, I'll just archive them. And if I go and I search for Avium, as you can see, this person, this is an automatic application. He didn't even read the job description. These people obviously read. They actually had added Avium. This person didn't. Although I invited him, he didn't add any Avium. So again, not pretty good. Not a good look on those who don't really add the word in front of them. So this is basically a very easy way of how I can basically sort out and either archive or shortlist a proposal. Then, okay, let me check. So I'm looking for a graphics designer. Okay, so boosted and invited. Let me check this, for example, person. So this is the questions. Depends on the complexity. Okay, some examples. Okay, I don't really like when. Okay, that's fine. Oh, he attached it here. Sorry, didn't really see it. Then I work with many channels. Okay, that's fine. I mean, this could be formatted way better because it's just one sentence. There is like, hi, this is starting from. You need a bit more to pay attention to a bit more details. Why not make why not have enter and sort of have more paragraphs to make it easier for me to read? Why not have a hi starting with a capital letter instead of a small letter? Then, for example, here, this is a missed opportunity. He could have named these way better instead of style 10, style 7. This is if you attach files to your Upwork, whenever you send a job proposal, make sure that you name the files so that they're way more descriptive. Because if I see here YouTube thumbnail for finance channel, I'm clicking that, I'm download because I need to download this and then check it. So if the names of the attachments are way more descriptive, it makes me want to click on them. Then, for example, if you highlight something, this is how it appears on my end, and I am able to. Okay, so this is a portfolio item, so I am able to click and basically view. So this is amazing. This is a very, very good shortcut to something that I would be looking for, because what he can do is he can attach whatever sort of. Okay, he only has like one portfolio item, but still, this is something that is super important. But then remember, see that the questions for the cover letter do appear first, and then only then cover letter. So if the job process requires you to answer questions, make sure you answer them quite well, because they do appear first, and then only then your cover letter appears. Oh, actually, I just noticed. So as you can see, this is with quotation marks. So what that means that this person used ChatGPT or whatever other AI to basically answer this question. Which is, again, he didn't even bother taking the quotation marks out of this. This is very lazy. This is very, very lazy. Although I do, I do actually like his thumbnails. They're not bad. They're quite, I mean, they could use some work, but they are okay. It's very difficult for me to shortlist this person when I see so many different kind of mistakes happening. Although his intro is not too bad. But again, as you see my point, how people kind of are choosing and what type of proposals are. Okay, let me check a few more. What about this J? Okay, $5 to $10 based on quality. Then channels linked here. This is exactly what I asked. So again, amazing. I can't attach. There's no option to send you a message. Wait, I can't attach here. Yes, you can attach things to the. Okay, this is again. Why make it so difficult? You can add attachments to your proposal. What else do I have? I think this is one of the. Oh, okay, Joanna from France. So I actually invited her as well, I think she messaged me already. So this is a bit different. See how because I message her, I don't for some reason get the questions, but I only get cover letter, which is a bit weird the way kind of Upwork does. But then there's no message history here. Oh, this is weird. Okay, I need to click into messages. It's been an hour, making for 3 years, different niches, generated 20. Would you like me to provide your portfolio? Okay, that's perfect. Okay, this is very nice. Straightforward, everything that I need. Let me check this proposal. 10 USD. Now, I really hate when people say nil or just don't answer questions. Like, the whole point of questions is for me to know more information about you. If you just put, this is just, no attachment descriptions. This is bad. This is something you should not do. Message me first. No, don't write that. Please attach 5 best thumbnails. If you don't have them, I mean, you have to create your own portfolio first before you even sort of do these things. Chat further. No, I need free links. I mean, it is a bit frustrating. As you can see, like, you're going through and you're like, why not? I'm not asking for anything crazy. Just, there are a couple of questions. There's a cover letter. Just break down things, name attachments, answer the questions, include things. This is all you need to stand out, because sometimes the quality of these proposals is very bad. Okay, let's discuss first as per requirements. I will be affordable, don't worry. Well, I would love at least a range that you charge with. Okay, Google Drive, not the best. I don't really like Google Drive links. Attaching is below. The rest is, I will show you a video call. Please contact prior availability. This is clearly copy pasted from everywhere. This is, for example, this specializing in high quality. I've seen. Okay, eye catching. This is the same here. Different milestones. Don't really create milestones. I put the budget 1,000, but then this is not the way I'm gonna charge per thumbnail instead of going. I think you get the point. Although there is not a lot of yet proposals, I'm still kind of going through them. But I think it shows you the way I would personally think about when I would hire someone, and it just shows you how Upwork dashboard looks like and what all these things mean and how I interacted with everything. Because when I first did that myself, I gained so much insight. Oh, okay, that photo is important, the headline is important, the first few sentences are super important. And when I tried to hire somebody, I understood the whole thought process. To be honest, I would also suggest you, if you have a small job, for example, you want your portfolio to stand out, so you would hire a graphic designer to make you a portfolio of the, the items that you want in it. Why not hire on Upwork? This is a great experience for you to go through and see what you personally look at and what you do, and just take a note of all of these things, because it will make you a better freelancer if you see how your own proposal would look like if you would apply here. So this is great to go through. And then you obviously can shortlist, and then shortlisted proposals appear here, and then there's message, and then there's actually archive. I didn't even archive. Okay, so this was withdrawn by the freelancer itself. Okay. Yeah, this is basically it. But if you found this video useful and you want more tips of how to be a better freelancer, or how to even optimize your Upwork profile, I do have links in the description where I either do a personalized video loom of your Upwork profile to let you know how you can optimize it, or there's also a newsletter where I share everything that I learned in my last 10 years being a freelancer. So I share everything there. But if you want to stick around for one more video, then you should watch this one right here. But that's it from me.